I was totally caught off guard when the knowing of my purpose came to me. Some of you may know from visiting my website that I am a retired physician. I always felt that I was a healer from the very early age of 10. And so I pursued that career. However, toward the end of my career, I had what I call a spiritual knowing. Let me explain that to you. I had just completed a self guided meditation. I was home alone, and just suddenly I started feeling a tingling sensation in both of my hands. This tingling sensation just got progressively stronger and stronger. And I'm just sitting there just observing this. I didn't really know what was happening, so I just sat there. However, this tingling sensation started moving up both of my arms. Well, I really didn't know what was going on. Again, I just sat and watched and paid attention. So it became stronger and stronger. And as this energy moved up my arms began to flail uncontrollably. I mean, like this, up and down. And I had no control of it. I knew what was happening. I was fully awake, fully alert, knew what was going on. And I had no control of my arms doing this. And while my arms were flailing, the energy continued to move up into my shoulders. And it was at that point that the doctor in me came through. Because at that instant, I knew, okay, this is energy. I am not really controlling this. I never experienced this before. And I really don't know what's going to happen to it if it goes into my chest and into my heart. So I started panicking a little bit. But again, I couldn't stop it. I could not control it. So all I could do was just basically surrender to it, which is what I did. So my arms were flailing. The energy was very intense. It was like being plugged into a very strong motor engine. That's how the vibrations were going through my arms, into my shoulders, and now into my chest and into my heart. And it's just sat there for several minutes. It really seemed like an eternity, honestly. I was not having any pain, um, no unusual sensations other than the vibration in my arms moving. So that continued for several minutes. Then it started to die down slowly, very slowly. And when it got to a certain point, my arms stopped moving and they just basically fell into my lap because my muscles were essentially fatigued. And when all the vibration settled down and I'm sitting there in my recliner chair, I heard a voice. It was just as clear as if someone was talking to me in the room. A very clear voice. And that voice said, "You can heal by laying hands upon." I was shocked, totally shocked. I turned around in my chair. I'm thinking, who's in this house with me? I couldn't understand it, didn't know what it was about, didn't know what had happened to me. And the worst part of it all is that I absolutely had no one that I could turn to who could explain to me what I just had been through, what it meant. Was I going crazy? Did I just hallucinate all this? And so I tucked it away because I was still practicing medicine. I just tucked it away and went on with my life.